really nervous.
I was shaking so hard.
I was super dehydrated.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's Sue. I'm 23 and I live in New York, and I never ever work out. I've been inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, Elena, to start a 30-day workout class and see what my journey looks like and see how much I've changed. So here we go. Hello. I am kind of freaking out because this is my first barre class, and it's the first workout class I've taken in, I could not even tell you how long it's been, and I'm getting really nervous. I'm kind of excited too. Like, I feel like I know I can get stronger even just from a couple classes. I'm really looking forward to not being this fragile person. I am going to take a couple before photos so that I know what I look like. My sister said this is the absolute only way to get to know your results, so I will be taking a couple of that right now. And then I just got some grip socks. I got them off Amazon and I love these. I would actually wear these on a normal day because it has the little thickness at the back of the heel so you don't get any blisters there from sneakers, which I get sometimes wearing my running sneakers, so this will be so clutch. So yeah, let's go. I'm so incredibly nervous, but here we go. Just got home from my first class. I got wrecked. I was shaking so hard, and luckily it was an intro class with other beginners, so I don't think anybody really noticed, but I'm sure in the next class everyone will see that I'm shaking. Not that it really matters because I'm there for myself and I have to remind myself that it's just about me and getting better and not to care what other people think. I signed up for an unlimited month membership, which was pretty expensive. She gave me a little discount, but still it was pricey, so this better be worth it. Just finished my second barre, and today's class felt a lot better than last week, just because I felt like I knew what I was doing and I knew not to push myself if I knew it was gonna hurt later. So just enough to get my muscles going, but not going too far. Just got through my 5th class, and it was 8 a.m. so there's only 3 people in my class, and I was feeling self-conscious because when there's fewer people, the instructor gives you more hands-on directives, so sometimes my hips are not adjusted and she'll come over and tell me, which I was really self-conscious about, but I'm now realizing that perhaps in the previous classes I was totally doing it wrong and no one noticed. So now I'm glad that she fixed it and that I'm in a smaller class. Maybe moving forward I'll try to come earlier in the morning so that I am in the smaller classes so that she can help me figure things out. Today's class kicked my ass. I finally have a new favorite teacher. I think there is a fine line between like intense and complexity. If it's too complex, like I get lost trying to get my form right, and that makes me not really concentrate. So yeah, it's a balance. I think this is my 9th class, and I always forget that this instructor on Monday is like super difficult on the butt workout, and I'm super sore, so that's exciting. I just finished my 10th class, which is like crazy for me to say because I feel like I just started and I'm still not the best at the class, but when you have like an instructor that you really like, I feel like you're motivated to go to her class, and that feels really good. I just finished my 11th class, and I'm actually kind of sad. I feel like I should continue my membership because I only have a couple classes left, and honestly it's been a really good month, and I gotta say it flew by. Like the 50-minute sessions are really short, and I like when they know my name and they correct me if I'm doing the poses wrong. So yeah, by no means am I good at it yet, but I think I'm kind of getting there. I just got back from workout number 12 and I was super dehydrated
and it was like 90 something degrees, and I was walking to class, and by the time I got there, I was dripping sweat. And so I was just feeling dehydrated and hot and sad and tired. But after the class, I felt okay, and so I guess it just proves to show that there really isn't a bad day for me to be working out, I think.
Yay, I'm finished!
Let me explain a little bit about why I did barre. I've always been really thin and weak, and so once I moved to New York, I decided I wanted to take up a class that will help me to build some of my strength that wasn't so difficult to do, especially for someone like me who is a beginner in working out. There's many different kinds of barre studios and barre classes. The specific one I did was called Pure Barre, and their class is called Classics. On their website, it says that Pure Barre targets strength, cardio, and flexibility. It's low impact, high intensity that lifts and tones muscles. I can't really speak for all different kinds of barre classes, but for this specific one, I can honestly say I had a great time, and let me explain to you how that went. First of all, signing up is super easy. I just put in my information online, and they actually gave me a call, asked me about what I'm looking forward to and what I would like to see in my workout class. I went for a free foundations class, which is just an intro of just beginners, and I want to say that this class didn't hook me, but I enjoyed it enough to get started. The class is basically the same as the normal class, except things are just happening a little slower because she goes into more depth about what she's doing. The instructor was really nice, and the girl that works the front desk also really sweet, and they gave me a little intro offer to get started. Each class is broken up into a warm-up, arms, thighs, butt, which they call seat, and then abs, and then finally there's a cool down at the end. Every instructor is very different, so every class is very different. Even with the same instructor, the class can be quite different in what you do. The equipment that we use basically is 3 different things. There is the weights that you use for your arm section, that is optional. There is a ball that you use generally for abs and their seat work, and then there is a tube. This is called a tube, but it actually just looks like a plastic rope that's in 2 hoops, and generally you'll use that to add resistance. There is of course the bar that is up against the wall. I noticed that you don't actually use it in every single class, and I like to use it, so it just depends on the instructor and the class. At no point are you forced into using the equipment. It's generally just for your own resistance, and you don't need it for any of the workouts. In particular, I found that if you are getting distracted by the equipment, you just won't use it. In the beginning, I struggled with the weights a lot, but towards the end, I really needed that for resistance. And even if I'm having just a really tired day or a slow day, I just won't use the equipment and I'll still get a good workout in. The music is honestly pretty bad. It's hits that you've heard of in the last 20 years with an EDM remix to it. I honestly hated it, but the point of the music, I think, is to get you excited, which it definitely did, and they are all in the same beats per minute, which I think the instructors use to count their reps and sets. I'm not entirely sure on this, but at the end of each section, when the instructor counts down from 10, that's when I notice that she matches the beat exactly so that you know where you're at in the class. Speaking of instructors, there were some that I really loved, and there were some that were just okay. I didn't dislike any of them. All of them had their own unique style, and when you start going often, you start to realize what you would like to see in your instructor. The thing that I really liked that I saw on a Yelp review that someone didn't like is there is a particular instructor who does a great job of corrections. So she will come to you if you're not aligning your hips correctly or if you're not moving your foot correctly. She will come and she will help you adjust, and she will actually, touch you to help you adjust, because sometimes they'll say tuck in your abs and you think you are, but if they just position you in that way, you'll know right away if you're doing it or not. Some people don't like that, and I think if you just tell the instructor you don't want that, they will stop doing that completely. I really enjoyed that the instructors knew my name and would encourage it throughout the class. It felt like it was more personal, and I really enjoyed that, especially in the bigger classes where it ended up being like 15 people. I felt like the instructor was there for me if she was doing corrections and saying my name. The classes are 50 minutes, and for the specific location I went to, the monthly fee for unlimited classes was about $290, which is really expensive on when I think about it. When I think about my friends who go to like Blink Gym for $30 a month, that is really cheap, but I felt that the classes were really personal, and depending on what time you went, there were very few people. There were a couple classes I went to that had less than 5 people, which was amazing and felt really close and personal with the instructor. Each class, if you pay for them individually, were almost $40, which I think is kind of insane. But when you put in that much money for a class, I think you work a little harder. When you have something vague like, oh, I paid $30 for a month, you don't feel that urge to keep going. And knowing that I paid almost $300 made me really want to push myself to take as many classes as possible. And the 15 minutes really goes by so quickly when you know what's going to happen next. So when you know that after the warm-up is the arms, and after the arms is the thighs, then you get excited about what's coming up next, and you know in your head like, oh, I'm halfway through, I just need to do a little bit more. The only thing I didn't like about the class is that the instructor does not do everything with you. And so by that I mean, when I've been to other classes for trials and when I've seen classes online, the instructor is there helping you to do something, but she's in the front doing the workout with you. In this class, it is not the case. Generally what they'll do is they'll do some things in the beginning, and then they'll just tell you how to do the additional steps. So they might say like, go to the bar, put your feet hip width apart, and bend down your knees 90 degrees. And while that's generally fine, when they add more things onto that, it gets complicated and I don't know if I'm doing things correctly. I like to look and see that, oh, I'm not aligning my hips and that's what she's doing and that's what I need to fix. She does come around, generally to help you fix it, but I really would like to have that visual element, because I remember I wanted to take my mom to a class, but I'm not sure if she could follow along on the instructions very well because her English is not that great. I don't think my body changed very much throughout the course of this. I found that it was just a slight toning, slight lifting, but I do feel a lot stronger, and that's something that's really important to me. I have a lot more to say about barre, but this video is already really long, so if you have any questions, you can DM me or comment them down below and I'd love to answer them. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I forgot to mention this, but I am continuing my membership because I want to see what the progress looks like if I keep going. So I will be doing another month, but I am curious to try other workout classes. If you can recommend me one, that would be great. Something maybe that's a little cheaper or a little more high intensity now that I've known what a workout class might be like. I'm interested in seeing, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how much stronger I can get.